Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is the Walking Dead news. We're going to talk a little bit about the potential of a Negan movie, but we've got 5 or 6 other topics. You guys have been checking out all the headlines. There's some good Walking Dead news. We're going to get caught up on it. And yes, we're going to delve back into a little bit of fear conversation as well, so it should be pretty action-packed evening. Before we get too far into the stream, let me give a super special shout out to all the patrons up there. You see them up on the screen. They are legendary. Thank you so much, patrons, for everything that you guys do. Incredible group of people. And I got just a couple questions for the patrons today. It's on the Patreon site, so check that out. We'll give away some Kills coins. Kel is not going to make it tonight. She's doing her trivia night. Apparently, they finish second or third every week, so they're scaling up. And I will be keeping the ledger tonight. So if you do something pretty amazing or we ask some questions, any of those, Kel will be watching the playback, but we'll get to the Kills coin. So first and foremost, how many people are having a good Wednesday? I mean, it's middle of the week. Are we good? You guys having a good week so far? Hopefully so. In addition, I hope you guys got a chance to see the brand new schedule we posted. We are going to be taking Tuesdays and Thursdays off, so our regular streams are going to be Monday, Wednesday, Freestyle Friday, of course, Saturday morning for the international audience. And in the spirit of The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, we're going to continue to do our Sunday night streams, but they're going to be at 8 o'clock at night. And then on August 6th, we're bringing back Random Things will be back for the month of August, so we'll do 4 weeks of that as well. I see Valar in the house. Hello, 999 Army, Kill Steph, Kels, Emmy, Sweet Tommy, Spatrians? What the hell's a Spatrian? Sweet Valar, I messed it up. That's the first time I messed up your super chat in a long time. Can I get a redo? A redo. Hello, 999 Army, Kill Steph, Kels, Emmy, Sweet Tommy, sponsors, Patreons, channel members, and of course, all the super chatters, all of y'all. So, all right. So the rumor. There's some Negan news that's out there, and there have been discussions about a potential Negan movie. And I want to throw this out for the group tonight. What do you think a Negan movie would look like? Backstory? I don't know. I don't know if it was big screen that I want to see a Negan movie that tells the story when he was a gym teacher, like pre-apocalypse. I don't know. That's not for me. Maybe you guys would be cool with that. I don't know. I don't know that I would go pay. What's the price of a ticket? $12, $15, $16 at this point? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go shell out that for a Negan movie, but not a backstory. But if it did, now if Negan has some interaction with the Whispers, and I'd pay anything for The Walking Dead. Said you, would you do it? Just saying, they're going to jack up those ticket prices. Yeah, maybe one of the episodes with a Negan filler episode. Yeah, I could possibly see that. Hold on, Marcia. I'm not reading that. You know what? All right, yeah. Let's give the first Kills coin to Marcia. I would pay anything to see an enlarged Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I know what you meant by that. We're going to give you a Kills coin just because. Yeah, that definitely got some votes. Yeah, a couple people got that. I got nothing. I got nothing after that one. It sounds worse when I say it, doesn't it? Radio silence. All right, let me pick up the pieces and move along to the next topic. Yeah, with the topic of Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I feel like if they told a good story this year and he just didn't quite mesh with the group. So that's kind of what I want to spend a good portion of tonight's episode talking about. What's up, Dan on Leprechaun? Thank you for that super chat, man. Appreciate you being here. Can Daryl, Carol, and Negan all exist? Think about that for a second, because I know I've been a strong advocate in saying it's time to forgive Negan. It's time to move on. It's time because they need that fighter. But okay, hold on though, Julia. And Julie. And Marcia. Let me ask the question this way before we definitely say yes. Exactly. Prince Pi says, exist, what do you mean? When there's a necessity, they need him to fight. But is Negan the kind of person that they want to fish with, to cook with, to hang out with, to always be that antagonizer that's just bugging you? When the chips are down and you got no choice, I'm going to argue no. I'm going to say no. And don't think that I'm backing off my stance of Negan, because I'm not. Like, if I ask Steph the question, this is something Steph and I will agree on, right, Steph? Because I know she doesn't forgive Negan. And I want to be careful, because I know that for a long time, look, I hated him, and I said the story had to play out a certain way, and it has played out pretty much that way. And I said he will be redeemed, but he's going to be that person that you'd rather fight beside him because you don't want him to be your enemy. But the first sign that he oversteps his authority. So how many people here think that Negan's going to have a thirst to lead people again? He's going to want to be in charge again. That he can't just blend. He can't just be one of the group. I just want to see how many people think he's going to want to. Viola says yes. Deborah Cox says yes. Kimberly G says in his blood. Lynn Nesvik says, I do. Angel Calor says he'll want to. So of all those people out there that said he's going to want to take over again, this message is kind of for you. If that's the case, if he doesn't know his new role in Alexandria, he can't exist with the rest of the group, which would lend to him leaving, him wanting to do something else. That's the type of movie I would be interested in, to be honest. If Negan were to finish his business with Alpha, with the Whispers, and decide, look, the universe is bigger out there, and they've kind of hinted at it, and they continue to hint at it. I just want to submit it right now as evidence. I want to go on the record of saying the character of Negan, Daryl, and Carol cannot all exist for a long period of time. I think there's going to be, and I did say this a while back, it was almost like a trilogy. It was the rise of Negan, the fall of Negan, and then I said that he would be needed, but then ultimately they could turn him into not a villain, but someone that, and there's an old gaming term that people used to use, it's called chaotic evil. Where he's a little more toward, he's not neutral, but he leans a little bit more toward questionable decisions. And that's not always good for everybody. All right. Certainly doesn't have to be the most popular opinion. Just want to get that out there for today's stream and some potential movies. So, if it's not the backstory, and many of you think that, well, Negan might not go off on his own, what type of plot could you potentially see for a Negan movie? Unrelated to Rick Grimes. If Negan got his own spinoff, got his own shot at a movie, when, where, how, what would it be about? Maria Favada says Negan's New Beginning. Leading Judas generation. Starting a new group. Grimes says after the Whisperer War. Well, Lonnie's like, he's out there on a vacation, just laying out in the sun, hunting some lobsters. Jennifer Flaherty says he's popular on the show, which is important, but I want to talk about that in a second too. E. Beach, oh my God, I just got here. What about a Negan movie? Okay, do you guys remember about 3 years ago, all the talk about how cheap The Walking Dead was and how they don't pay their actors? There was a lot of conversation around it. That conversation has kind of died down to a whisper. People don't really talk about it anymore. Now that Maggie's gone, you don't hear about it as much. All right, but I am going to talk about it a little bit, and I'm going to tell you why. Another reason why I don't think that Negan, Daryl, and Carol may all have to exist. Salaries have to be negotiated. I'm not going to go through exact numbers here. But as characters get more popular, they command a higher salary. So when you get in a situation where if Jeffrey Dean Morgan starts commanding $1 million an episode, Norman Reedus starts commanding $1 million an episode, Carol, Melissa McBride starts demanding $1 million an episode, and then you only have a certain budget for the other people. The money they make off these shows are not unlimited. They have to run a profitable business. But if you could add Negan to A Fear of the Walking Dead or add Negan to the new franchise, the new show, now you've got Walking Dead year-round. They might need some star power. And would it be a bad idea if they start this new show and they did a Negan movie and all of a sudden he popped up on the new show and became the highest paid? I mean, I think that would incentivize a few fans to watch it. Will the Bill maybe helps groups and leaves when Maggie gets back, like previous comments. Moving on his new beginnings and leading a new group. I like that, Will. We don't agree on June and John, but we definitely agree on that. So, how would you like to see Fear the Walking Dead for several months with, well, a couple crossovers with Dwight with Morgan? The Walking Dead, our big go-to, right? With Magna, Yumiko, Carol, Eugene, Rosita, Daryl, the group. And then 10 episodes, I think, is what they signed up for the first year filming in Virginia of the new Walking Dead, with Huck and Hope and Silas and Elton and the crew. And then they test that out for a season, and all of a sudden they run upon a wandering Negan. Now, Negan does take a special interest in helping kids. So would it not stand to reason that if he were to leave The Walking Dead and kind of run up to this group around Carl's age, that would be a good dynamic? He'd be somebody could be looked up to? Leave your thoughts to that. Wilson could have an older Negan in the new show. There you go. You're right on point with where I'm going with that. E Beach, can I get a shout out for my sister-in-law, Lisa Fuller? Just got from the airport. Army, can you do me a favor? Let's all give a shout out to Lisa Fuller. What's up, Lisa? Hopefully Lisa is listening or watching. But welcome. Welcome to the team. Well, Negan can't be Negan forever. And no offense to our group, because we have a lot that are 50s, mid-50s, high 50s, but they're not supernatural characters. I mean, I have to assume Rick Grimes in his current state is probably right around 50. Rick Grimes, when Michonne potentially could find him, is going to be, the Commonwealth's going to be paying him Social Security. The Rick Grimes at the Commonwealth is going to be older than Rick Grimes. Rick Grimes is going to have to play an older character. And there's nothing wrong with drawing Social Security. But at the state where I'm drawing Social Security, I hope that I'm not out in the wilderness fighting walkers and trying to make a difference in the world. At that point, I want to be doing something a little less stressful. And there does need to be a changing of the guard at some point. But if they, knitting with kills, I love it. Hey, I just got a question for you guys. Just honestly. If 15, 20 years, we're doing our live streams, and it happens to be knitting with kills, how many of you are going to watch? Just want to know. Or am I asking a little too much? Oh, you know what? I got a better name. How about crochet with kill shot? That has a nicer ring to it, doesn't it? Kills crochet. Would do it. 999 limping. Hey. You know what, Timex? People don't come here to watch me walk. It's a microphone. As long as I can speak at 70, 80, 90, I think we'll be good. I'm not trying to run a 40-yard dash here. Fluff the flamethrower. As long as I'm not deaf by then, I'm in. All right, see? I mean, they may call us the 999 Salvation Army at that point, but hey, that's fine too. And we might be singing Frank Sinatra by then, Chris Reinig. Things will change. But we still have our niche, right? We have our group. All right, I got a little extra news we're going to jump into. So, hey, just give a little thought to this Negan movie. I like the concept of it, and I think it would serve a very good transition if they were to take him off the show and move him on to another show. I think it would save him a little bit of payroll on The Walking Dead. I think The Walking Dead could still survive because the story's so good, and I think it'd give a nice boost to the third episode. What I don't want to happen is I don't want a third episode to become Fear the Walking Dead Season 3. That just really hurt me. Watching that in Season 3 really hurt me. The last 2 seasons, much, much better. Dead on Leprechaun. Use Daryl's crossbow arrows to crochet. Yeah, I can do that. I can try it. All right, I do want to talk about some other potential Walking Dead news that's out there. So, Ian and Andrew, the showrunners for, I think it's Andrew. Yeah, Andrew Chambliss. Showrunners for Fear are really starting to hype up Season 6. They just got it renewed, and I'm going to paraphrase here, but they said, you're really going to like what we're doing for Season 6. Some things are going to happen at the end of this season, and we're trying to just constantly reinvent Fear the Walking Dead. So, we can we can do a stream and talk about it. But it really kind of piqued my curiosity. Because I want to know, what are they going to do next? Princess Pie, happy birthday to your husband, Mariah. Happy birthday to all born this day. Love you all. I want a Negan movie not related to the Walking Dead universe. How about the new Walking Dead universe, Princess Pie? That we don't know of yet. E-Beach. They better be worried about Season 5. Eric, you could not be more correct. And I'm not going to make it negative. I've made my case for how I felt about a couple episodes. I'm looking forward to the second half, but I'm also looking forward to taking a couple weeks off from Fear and kind of getting recharged and then jumping back into it, the new story, because I think the second half is going to be really good. So, based on some of the stuff, Eric, we saw in the first half, I agree with your assessment. They definitely better be worried about how people receive the second half. But I think they're going to be good. Now, with that being said, if there's this epic chain of events that happens. Now, quite frankly, to me, a shortage of gasoline and spoiled gas, that doesn't make me, that doesn't get me excited for the second half. But clearly that's got to lead to something else. So if they're going to reinvent Fear, and they didn't want to give too much away, you know, they always say that, right? Every showrunner says, well, without giving too much away, what we're going to do is we're going to expand the Walking Dead universe. Okay. So I've heard Scott Gimple talking about expanding the universe. I've heard Angela Kang talking about expanding the universe. So we got a new show that focuses on a different time frame. We got The Walking Dead that's starting to have some interactions with people over radio and also the Whispers. We got Fear the Walking Dead that had some contact with CRM, and also there's now this hint of something that is a bigger universe. So Dead Shred, fear is not scary. So my question is, do you guys think that fear can ever be scary based on the comic relief that they keep adding week in and week out? I don't think it can. And I think that's the issue of why they can't get a villain and why they don't introduce a villain. And I'm not saying that we should necessarily look for a villain. Maybe the reinventing of fear, and I might have looked at it just from a bad perspective because I wanted more in a mid-season finale, is that fear is supposed to be a little bit funny. Right? The Fear of the Walking Dead coincidence. So, can you take a semi-comedy and turn it into a drama? So the question I have for the group here, when is the last time fear has done something that that was a little scary to you? E-Beat says fear needs at least a terminus. Eric, I think you got a good point there. So that could be something that could start to turn it. And please, anytime I talk about fear, it gets very dicey. I'm not trying to compare Fear the Walking Dead to The Walking Dead. But I am trying to understand what the show is really trying to present to me. I want it to almost be a little bit more congruent and to make a little bit more sense. Like, The Walking Dead has a story, and I know Negan bad, Negan good, Negan, whatever. I get it. And The Walking Dead, Alpha bad, Alpha dead, those type of things. Fear, Logan, we thought, he's going to be bad. Then he doesn't kill anybody. He's face to face with Sarah. Then he comes back and he's like, okay, you expect us to trust you. And I'm cool with that. But for now, it's going to be hard for me to see Logan as a villain. Because I think usually with villains, if Logan kills somebody now, the question I'm going to have is, well, why didn't he just kill Sarah to begin with? Why didn't he kill, the people he had him face to face? So I don't even know. I mean, do you guys think that Logan can even be a villain? Darlene Rainey says, few spinoffs equal or are better than the original X, Law and Order, NCIS, CSI. Yeah, I mean, but Darlene, I mean, even to that point, I don't expect Fear to be better. I just want to understand it a little bit more. And I think if I understand it, I'll appreciate it a little bit more. Because I appreciate it as a Walking Dead spinoff. That's what keeps me coming back. Eric says, what if the gas is for CRM? They have to be back. Well, now you got something. Now, that's something that I can sort of wrap my head around a little bit. If that fuel belongs to a big, bad group of baddies, even if it's not CRM, even if it's just somebody else. If the universe expands, I don't care if it's those big biker dudes that were part of the Saviors. Maybe they, defected and went to Texas. That's fine with me. Because there were some mean-looking dudes as a Savior. So if that's their gasoline, and now we got a real villain, I can warm up to that. Wilson, when Logan took the denim plant back, why didn't the group fight back? Should at least been a gunfight, right? Well, they were gone. Wilson, he took the denim factory, and the group was flown over the mountain, so it was only a few of them, and they were outnumbered. Yeah, but you remember that scene where they pulled up, and Logan's group, they outnumbered them like, I don't know, probably 10-3, 15-3, something. There were more of them. So if the universe is going to expand, then my question is with Fear the Walking Dead, we've already seen Isabel. Maybe too coincidental that CRM, that's their gasoline. But I'm okay with them introducing a brand new group of renegades. We didn't get it with Proctor John. We didn't get it with Mel the Vulture. We haven't gotten it with Logan to this point. I'm just checking out a couple comments here. I agree with that. Maria Favada says the members of Logan's group are more dangerous than Logan. So that's your villain. Now, one thing that we did gloss over a little bit is Logan faking? Or is Logan really kind of a pawn and was he faking being punched in the eye? So I'm going to tell you why Logan's not faking. And it's the same reason why I was on to the hint that Negan was going to reform. Not the exact same situation, but something very similar happened. And I love to do it on TV shows. I'm going to give a kills coin. If you guys can get into my head right now and tell me how I know Logan was not faking it. And I gave you a clue. This is going to be a little challenging though. And I'm looking for something very specific. If so, we'll give away our second kills coin. You're dating a writer. No. You get a hold of the spoilers. No. Two good answers. Close, Maria. Think outside of the context of the show. This is going to be a tricky answer. Almost, Grimes. The Subby Squad. My main account's name Subby isn't showing comments. Well, these are definitely showing up. Thank you for that super chat. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a hint to this, and I may answer this in the future. So, when Rick was talking to Negan on the radio, and I told viewers that Negan genuinely misses Carl. What was it about that scene that really made that obvious? Moonlighting used to do it as well. So he did it, Ron Burgundy, exactly. Ron, you get the kills coin. Ron Burgundy Moore is mostly right. It's the reaction of the characters when the other characters are not present. So think about this for a minute. And it's a telltale sign. If you guys want to know how we really go down a lot of times and break down some of these things, the writers are limited as far as what emotions the characters can have and whether they're present around those people. So when Rick's talking to Negan on the radio, and Negan has these faces and this excruciating pain, Rick can't see that. But we see that as an audience. So when Logan was being threatened by those women with the guns, well, and could have been a man there, but I remember the one, none of our characters were around that. And then he has a black eye, and then he's kind of sent out because they couldn't find what they wanted. Now, if you just take the context of and say, okay, well, Logan's character's based on trust him or don't trust him because we've been down this road before, right? But you can't always say we've been down this road before, because if Logan has a fear reaction to these people when our characters are not around, and then later on he tricks them, oh, I didn't really have a black eye. Look, it's mascara. It doesn't make any sense. So he could still be a pawn, but he's not faking being beaten up. You know, when Sarah said, nice shiner. And then he basically said, look, people didn't find what they were looking for. So that's the type of thing that you can look for, and we can really break this stuff down. So with that being the premise of whether Logan is going to be that villain at the end that we think, or whether there's going to be a trick to it, I would say no. Not on the surface, he's not. Now, could he be trying to solicit the help of them because it's easier to trick this group than it is the other group? Sure. He could end up still doing something really, terrible. But based on what we know at this point in time, I would say it's more likely than not Logan is not the one in charge. Logan's not the one calling the shots. He's not the mastermind behind everything. That would be my take on it. Now, if it changes, we'll see. But it doesn't feel that way right now. And which isn't totally frustrating, Because when we saw Logan in the beginning, what happened by episode 2, 3, or 4? You know, a lot of us were watching saying, oh man, when are we going to get the Logan story back? He took over the denim factory and he's supposed to be the new villain. Well, nobody ever told us he was going to be the new villain. We just made the assumption that we needed a villain, therefore it was him. And he took their denim factory. Doesn't mean that he's smart enough or tough enough. And the other thing that sort of validates that and scares me a little bit is he hasn't killed anybody. He doesn't seem like a killer. He doesn't like people out there giving his stuff away, but he doesn't seem like a killer. But the group that he's running with, they look like killers. I mean, they punched him in the eye. Who does that? Who punches somebody in the eye? So, this group is looking for stuff, and Logan is trying to help them find their stuff. But if the universe is going to expand, the people, and you want to give them a name? I don't know what we could call them. They got a real leader. They're a bad group. And I think that's the transition of Fear of the Walking Dead. And I think that's when we're going to start to like it, because we're going to look back on and say, oh, now I get it. That's the start of this group. That's the start of the new saviors. Will the Bill, I think they have something of his, maybe his family. It's a good point. Logan's loader. I don't think they're even Logans. Grimes, I think he's just somebody that knew something and tried to provide something. Pawn. Barbara Jenkins. My freaking God, this is so boring. This guy is so slow. You know what? I'm not going to take the gloves off tonight. I would just say, Barbara, I think you're probably in the wrong chat. I think you're probably in the wrong channel. And since you're probably not smart enough to find the door on your own, I'm going to go ahead and show you the exit to the door. There you go. Boom, problem solved. Whatever, man. What do we call a female asshat? An asshat. Asshat has no gender. Will, there's no difference. I wanted to be fairly nice tonight. I mean, look, it's middle of the week. We got code names. We got gender code names for asshats. Oh, it's all good. So, and believe it or not, the stream that we had the other night, the real passionate stream, it just gave me a little time to think about Fear. Like, I do have confidence in the show. I like the show since last season, the beginning of last season. Princess Pie. Kills you're not slow. Kills she's not smart enough to follow. That's it. You know what? I would have invited her to Freestyle Friday because Freestyle Friday goes a little bit faster. What I want people to realize is that this is not a 5-minute video. And if you're tuning in and you're listening to the playback and you wonder why there's pauses in the playback, it's because it's real-time acknowledgement and communication with the people that are typing. I could certainly go on for hours. I mean, I could sit here and just talk and babble and come up with crazy stuff and not take a breath for 30 minutes, just like an auctioneer. I could talk about Negan and Fear and the Walking Dead universe and the comic books and what went on at San Diego Comic-Con. But I'm not, because I do like to take a little bit of a break and interact with people. And when you interact, you got to read. And when you read, you got to respond. That's why it comes across slow at times. Fluff the Flamethrower. I know a word we can call a female, but it would get... Yeah, Fluff, we're just going to leave it. Hill's going to Barbara. That's great. Yeah. We'll come up with a different coin. No, that was for people that may be new subscribers. It's not wearing one. All right. But that was a great transition into the next news topic I want to get into, because we got about 15 more minutes. This was probably more of a teaser than anything else, but I did ask this question to the patrons. And if you guys can sell me on just a really good story, I may give another Kills coin. So we've given 2 so far. We got Ron Burgundy Moore, and we got Marcia Derbyshire. The enlarged Negan is that's going to go down in history. Crossover ideas. So they were asked, is it possible that Dwight and Morgan could cross back over? And I want to get your thoughts on that. Could we have, I guess that would be a double cross, right? Could Morgan and Dwight pull a double cross? Or is there another character that would make sense that you would like to see crossover? Give me the character and make a case for why that character would be a great crossover character. I hope June crosses over. Crosses over the river Styx to the afterlife. That's where I need her to cross over. Save me a trip to Georgia. Is it true that somebody already started writing a song, Will, that Kills went down to Georgia? Is that a thing? Is that like being worked on behind the scenes? Fluff says Al. She has a link to the helicopters. Where would she cross over to? The movie? Tell you, I don't hate June. I just need her to die so I don't lose my bet. And it ends this relationship. I mean, we got candy wrapper rings now. Next thing you know, we're going to have Walker wedding cake. Look, I've tolerated the candy wrapper rings. I don't know if I can deal with a Walker wedding cake. God only knows what they're going to do on anniversaries if this relationship goes on any longer. Princess Pie. I see Negan crossing over because Fear the Walking Dead is about humor and absurd, and Negan's sarcasm would be very valuable in Fear. Actually, that's not bad. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about Princess Pie? You think that is the Kills coin? Tell you, please don't make Negan go to fear. Then I'll have to start watching again. That's good. All right. Can we get a? Yeah, all right, we got a couple more. Not there. You go, Princess Pie. Getting that kills coin. Good job. I like that. Well, I mean, I see Negan leaving. I just don't see him going to fear. I see him getting his own series or joining that new series. Will the Bill. I have the whole song, and yes, I'm working on it. Release date Christmas album 2020. Yeah, it'll take you 4 months for sure. Will, I didn't get, if you guys missed, Will finally came through with his June Will Survive. And Will, I didn't have the whole lyrics, but was there a part of that song that said, because Georgia, you're going to come down here because Georgia's your damn home, or something along those lines? Am I correct in that? I have to admit, I listened to it multiple times, but it was on a Saturday, and there were some beverages on a Saturday, so yeah. It's not bad. It's not bad. And don't forget, our next stream is going to be Freestyle Friday. So I got a couple more news topics I do want to jump into. You know, the theme today is how the universe is going to just get more and more people. They're going to be dealing with more and more people. The last little bit of news or rumors that there are a couple articles on this. Will there be a Negan comic? Apparently there's a 15-year gap, and I'm just hearing stories that they may want to go in and fill in some of that story with Negan over what happened. Possible. No. Yeah, I don't think he's done. I think he wanted to do something to end the Rick Grimes story. You know, as a writer or as a content creator, when your creativity's gone, it's tough. It's tough to kind of keep grinding it out over and over again. And I think those parameters of Negan, it would be interesting. Walking Dead Nerd says Kirkman definitely beat around the bush if Negan had more story. Well, doesn't he kind of beat around the bush with everything now? But he did. He said the comics was Rick's story, but hey, what's preventing from starting a 15-year Negan story? Very good stuff. All right, so once again, we got a ton of people here, so I do want to ask that the group, if you guys have a good time talking about the Walking Dead universe, looking forward to Freestyle Friday, do me a favor. Pike that like button. You never know. You might get a nickname. I'm just looking through some of the nicknames that have been assigned here. Man, over the last couple years, we've dished out a few of them. We are also, we didn't do the stream last night. We've changed it. We're doing Mondays, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And starting on August 6th, we'll be bringing Random Things back once again. I know we had a good time with Random Things. We had some really good themes we're doing there. I think that within the either today or tomorrow, we might get that 75th member. So if you know somebody that is ready to join the green team, let me know. because we're going to come up with a brand new emoji. I would love to unleash that on Friday for our Freestyle Friday. So Kills coins are out in full effect. We may post something on the Facebook fan page for a few Kills coins as well. So check out our social media there, and also for the patrons, we're going to do some things. Stranger Things chat. Kimberly G, it's a lot of people are at different stages of it. Some people did. I got to be honest, I didn't watch it yet. And my schedule's just been super, super crazy. And things that you can binge watch, it's a little harder for me to go in and really break them down if it's not on a week-to-week basis. Because our audience just gets so segmented. Awesome, awesome stuff. So we got Rolex. Super chat, it says amazing streams with amazing people. Thanks, Army. I could not have said it any better. You guys are absolutely incredible. Love hanging out with you guys. But I will tell you that we are still in the summer. I'm not hating taking a Tuesday and a Thursday off. And I just wanted to give you guys a schedule that was just something we could commit to a little bit more, because I know sometimes we were doing streams on Tuesday, sometimes on Wednesday. So over the next 2 weeks, we'll be off 2 days. And then once we get to August, the only day we'll be off is Thursday. So you pretty much know you tune in every night. We're going to be here, and we're going to have a topic. So I want to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. Special shout out to the Patreons up in the top left-hand corner. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon, checking out some cool pictures of my cat, some tattoo pictures every once in a while, where I might be eating, polls and surveys, just a whole bunch of random stuff, then the Patreon channel, there's a link down below. If you want to join the Green Team, there's a join button down below. Not quite as low as the Patreon link, but there's a join button. You get custom emojis. Special shout out to the moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells. Absolutely amazing. Top of the line. You will not find a better group of moderators anywhere on YouTube. Also, special shout out to my super fans of the month. We got Valar in the house, and we got Lisa Khaleesi. So if you guys could do me a favor, show those 2 super fan emojis. And of course, all of our super chatters tonight. And a special congratulations to people who won Kills coins: Marcia Derbyshire, Ron Burgundy Moore, and Princess Pie. And we haven't done this in a couple streams, but since I do have a couple minutes left, do me a favor. The biggest and the best shout out is for each and every one of you. You guys really network and make this group come to life. Can I get a whole bunch of 999s in chat? Because I want to shout out as many people as we possibly can. Like I said, we're never going to stop doing this. So if you don't know what this is all about, I just want to get as many people's names in the stream as possible, because you guys create it. So Mariah Campese, Dead Shred. Sorry, I gave you an extra R there. Roxanne Dunlap, Coleman Drug, Wilson, Will the Bill, Timex, a.k.a. Rolex, Julia Muse, Princess Pie, GW Painter, thank you, Walking Dead Nerd, Karen Rife Like Knife, Jim 09, Natalie, Goucher, Isola Chafin, Michelle G, Viola McGowan, Lisa West, thank you, Walani, Diana C, Jennifer Flaherty, The Singer Chick, Hippo, thank you so much, Hippo in the house, Gina Crockett, Samantha Coombs, Marcia. I'm going to keep my eye on you, Marcia. I got to watch what you say in these streams. Joyce Andrews, Ocean Man, thank you. Jason, 90, thank you. Eric Beach, Wilson. Chris Robinson, thank you. You're late. You can watch the playback. Northside Queen, thank you. Maria Favada as well. The Walking Dead Nerd, Dark Star 999. The Flamethrower. Newfield, thank you, Crystal. Appreciate you being here. Viola McGowan, thank you. Have a good night, Jennifer Flaherty. Chris Rainig in the house. Chris, tune in Friday. The karaoke machine is going to be dusted off. It's going to be in full effect. If you guys don't know what Freestyle Friday is, just join in. It gets random. Rebecca Mendez, thanks for being here. Heart of Nixie, thank you. And bring your Kills coins. Yeah, I might, maybe we will give away a nickname. I'll give away a nickname on Friday. That'll be something new that we can add. Maybe we'll give away 3 or 4. Or maybe we'll give away a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Some lovers just rely on the heart. The core remains with what began with a passionate start. There you go. I don't know why I'm singing Billy Joel. It just came over me. That's a little bit of what you might get on Freestyle Friday. It'll get a little bit crazy, a little wacky. We'll start out with a Walking Dead topic, and then we'll go to random topics, and then we'll freestyle it, and then we'll chat it, and then Will the Bill will call on 4 different people at one time, and it'll get crazy, and it'll get mad, and it'll be all kinds of stuff. So there you go. All right, thanks, everybody. Had a good time tonight. We're exactly at 1 hour. I will see you all on Friday night. And Will the Bill joining Club Pink right at the end, getting in under the buzzer right before I'm about ready to sign out. And I cannot miss this super chat because we've got flowers to the ladies, the fist bump to the fellas, and kills. I kind of get the same thing as the fellas, but I get named separately, which, not going to lie, is kind of cool. It's like, it's a host perk. I think as a host, I deserve at least 1 perk, so I get my own name on a separate line. Thank you so much, Will the Bill. Appreciate that, and certainly appreciate all your support for the channel. And, one big shout-out. I just want to say it again. Thanks to everybody for taking the time out of your schedule and just showing up and hanging out with us. We have some of the best chat, some of the best debate, some of the best predictions, some of the best theories. And I like to take pride. I think we have a deeper level of psychology that we add to our analysis of the show. And with that, let's do this again Friday night at 8 o'clock. Thanks so much, everybody. Talk to you soon. Peace.